Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to yet another episode of WIC TV. It's a cross-ideological space where we come together to talk about issues both political and cultural, from the silly to the serious. And today we've got a show for you, boys and girls, okay? We are going to be talking about Russiagate. Recently, Tulsi Gabbard released a statement and a report claiming that Obama committed, if not crimes, serious breaches of conduct to try to stymie the Trump administration by perpetuating, quote unquote, the Russia hoax. Now, some have said that this is simply a distraction, that this is simply to distract from Trump's mishandling of the Epstein files and their failure to release that. Is it an actual issue we need to be watching out for, or is it just a distraction, or is it both? We're going to find out tonight. We got some great guests to talk about it, some returning champions, some new faces, and I will give the mic to them. And first, we're going to hand it over to Mr. Admiral Gibbs. Admiral Gibbs, tell people who you are, why they should listen to you, and what are your thoughts? Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Admiral Gibbs. I'm a rancher and in business owner down here in Texas. And so on this issue, I watched Gutfield earlier this week, and I think he really summed up my kind of feeling on this. And it's once again the Dems not giving the American people the credit that they can use their brains, right? They just think it's a distraction. They can't fathom the concept that we will be able to handle two things at once. I just hosted a panel last week of only Republicans or Trump voters, and every one of them was very informed and upset and was discussing the Epstein issue in quite a bit of detail. And at the same time, we're also very mad about things like being lied to about Biden's mental health. This clearly a scandal that Obama is involved in. Many other things. I'm sure we're going to get into it. And it's just more dishonest dim tactics to even try to bring up Epstein along with this, because they just think we can't hold two things at once.
Okay, well, thank you for being here. We will get into it. And let's see what else other people got. First-time guests on my channel, Will or Cold Beer Confessional. Tell people who you are, why we should listen to you, and what are your thoughts on the topic at hand. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Will under the Cold Beer Confessional, and I stream on Twitch and YouTube. But I can't get away from this as a look over here, not over there. It all the way down to Tulsi Gabbard conflating statements to make it seem like it's more nefarious than what it is. In fact, even the CIA said it was good data even 2 weeks ago. So I don't think there's anything here other than a distraction from the Epstein list that everybody seems to be upset about.
Okay, we'll get into it as we go. Thank you for being here. Next up, we have Grid Motorsports, an unreasonable man. Go ahead. Tell people who you are, what are your thoughts, and we'll get into it.
Yeah, sure. Thanks for having me, Wick. Again, I've been on a couple of times. It's always a good time. So I think while I may not be quite as bombastic as my cohort there, I do believe that comparing Tulsi Gabbard, who's head of the DNI, who would know about these secret things and the information coming out to Epstein and any rumored list or whatever is kind of irrelevant. I don't really care anymore, to be honest with you. I think it's a divisive point to attempt to sow various, various points that I don't even care about anymore. I'm kind of over the whole thing. We'll get more into that later. As far as the Tulsi Gabbard allegations, I think there's probably something there. We do know we have a lot of information and she obviously has more information than anyone, and we'll get into that. It's going to be a good time. I represent the angry, gun-toting, meat-eating fucking people over on my channel, which is An Unreasonable Man. And if you're into that kind of thing, if you're into having a good time and good discussion, come on over and check me out.
Okay, well, thank you for being here. We'll get into it as we go. Last, but certainly not least, also first time on my channel, hopefully not last, we have the Sage Outcast. Sage, take it away.
Hey, how's it going? Yep, I'm Sage Outcast X on YouTube. I do a show Monday through Friday, do a call-in show where I debate people and kind of play video games and do stuff like that, talk news and topics. I'm with Cold Beer in regards to it is 100% distraction. Currently, I'm in Gitmo where I have found the Epstein files, and I'm going to cover myself in them right now. And basically just poof, watch me disappear. So that's basically all we need to do is put the Epstein files over everything and everything disappears. That being said, let's rock and roll.
Okay, well, hopefully you won't be disappearing during the show too much. We want to have you. We want to have your takes. I guess the first question I have to ask is, did Obama do anything wrong, in your guys' opinion, when it comes to the Russia stuff? It's an open discussion, so feel free.
I don't think he did anything wrong at all. Like he asked for this. He asked for this to be done. He wanted research. He wanted all available sources, all the human SIGINT, everything, and he wanted it done before he left office. That was his request.
I agree with Will. This is something that Russia's been doing since a long time. Everything from Operation Infection to using active measures to basically sow disinformation into it so that they can. It's a war. It's an informational war, and Obama wanted it looked into. He wanted to know how much this new social media could be pushed, and like Will said, he wanted it done and out there before he left office.
Okay, what about the other side? What, if anything, do you feel that Obama did wrong here?
I mean, I think the biggest thing he did was, not the biggest. One of the major things that he did was he denied having knowledge of the fake dossier when he was presented with it in when he was presented with it in, I believe, 2017 or maybe earlier, and he claimed he got it later. And I think that's, if you're lying about one thing, you're going to lie about something else. Tulsi Gabbard, let's just be honest here, right? Tulsi Gabbard has an axe to grind with the Democratic Party during that period of time. She was certainly being groomed for some sort of cabinet position or something like that. And when she didn't get it, and saw the true workings of the Democrat mechanism at the top, she left the party and lost all taste for that. And whether or not we can, how much that plays into this, I don't know, right? Like whether she's just.
You just said that if you lie about one thing, you lie about everything. Well, Tulsi Gabbard, was there nuclear? Yes, you did. You said if you lie about one thing,
you're likely to lie about other things.
So my question to you is: did Tulsi Gabbard lie about the nuclear?
Likely to lie about everything.
Yes, you said that.
I said that.
Do we have to roll back the tape?
Okay, go ahead. Just continue. Go ahead.
The statement is that if that's true, did Tulsi Gabbard lie about the nuclear weapons or the nuclear level of nuclear things that Iran had? Because she said that they did, and Trump's like, well, we're going to bomb them anyways. They don't have. She said they didn't have it. Trump said they did. So who's lying, Trump or Tulsi? Because if you're going to lie about one thing, you're going to lie about lots of things, right?
Are you asking me if I think Tulsi Gabbard lied about the nuclear weapons?
That's what he's asking.
Is that what you're asking? Because you just actually said two things. You said that Trump said they weren't there, and then you said that she said they weren't there.
No, she said they weren't there. Trump said they were. So did she lie did Trump lie or did she lie? Because if you're going to lie about one thing, you're going to lie about lots of things. Your statement.
Well, I think that if you have Tulsi Gabbard, who's the DNI, and she says something, then she may have more information than somebody else. She literally has access to every single black bag op in the country.
You believe she has access?
Nobody that has more information. The director of the CIA doesn't have the information that she has.
One agency has more information.
Understand that? Hold on. I want to make sure that we're on the same page. You do understand that she has more information about black bag ops than anyone in the country.
She might have there, but if that's the case, then why do we need every other agency? Because everybody
has a different job. That's a stupid point.
No, so the president has access to all of the agency. She has access to her agency. So if she said
not how it works. That's not how that
works. Let's go one at a time. Finish up Grid, and then we'll go back to Sage here. Go ahead, Grid.
The director of national intelligence has all of the intelligence, all of it. That's CIA, DSA, all of the letter agencies. She has all of that goes to her office.
So does the president
how that works?
Does the president also?
Sir, I've really got to have you stop and acknowledge that is how it works.
I'm not sure that how it works. I can look it up.
Okay, well, then we can't. Then just I don't know that I can. I don't know that you can have an intelligent conversation on this because you don't know how it works.
That's not the point that I asked you. The point we started with.
The exact point. She might have information that Trump doesn't have. You literally said, well, Trump says, man, maybe they don't have it. Maybe they do. We're going to bomb them anyway. Tulsi Gabbard says, yeah, they absolutely have them or they absolutely don't. Then she may have information that Trump doesn't have.
So the person
may not have been briefed on that information. This is a bad point to argue at this point.
Not actually. The person that has all the information says, no, they don't have the nukes. She gets that information to the president, and the president says, yes, they do. Who lied?
Well, you don't know that happened.
Yes, I did, because he literally.
No, you don't.
He literally.
You just said they said two different things.
Trump said
she might have information that she doesn't have.
Trump was asked, did Tulsi Gabbard said that Iran didn't have the information? Trump came out and said the person who said that doesn't know what they're talking about.
And then he said, who said that? And they said Tulsi, and he said, well, she's wrong.
And he said he's wrong.
So he may not have been briefed.
He was.
He may not have been briefed. She may not have briefed him.
Now
you're literally trying to assign.
No,
you understand the idea of plausible deniability.
Wait. That was after the attack happened. So you're saying even after the attack happened, he still wasn't briefed that there was no nuclear weapons while he's addressing the country saying we destroyed their nuclear weapons?
You're asking me to draw a conclusion that neither one of us know.
Well, you're asking us to assume that he wasn't briefed after the attack took place, that he wasn't briefed.
I can't assume. I'm not assuming one way or the other.
What I'm trying to
establish that Tulsi Gabbard has more information than anyone else in the country when it comes to
I'm saying is somebody lied. So you're basically saying Trump lied. Okay, if Trump lied and Tulsi,
I'm not assigning lies to anyone. You are.
Well, somebody had to have lied. So I'm just saying.
Hold on. May I jump in?
Go ahead, Gibbs,
sure.
please.
Yeah. So listen. I maybe I'm in the minority here. I don't give a fuck about this conversation. I will say this. I don't care if it's Trump lied or Tulsi lied. The government lies in general. They're all liars. Republicans, Dems, whatever. Okay, cool. Now we move past that. This is why what's important here is to look at actions, right? So what we're seeing here is that Obama took an action. He took an action in order to achieve a result. In this case, it was knowing that the cyber attack didn't cause any kind of issues for us, and they weren't inclusion. And then he sat here and he let this rumor go out in order to influence an election. That is not good. That is like bad, like in all sense of the word. And it seems like it's illegal. Like and there's at least some kind of smoke that I want further investigated. Now I'm already seeing people do the hand wave thing, going, haha, no, we don't want to do that. And here's the problem I'm having with a lot of the hand waving I'm seeing right now. We've just now started with what Tulsi Gabbard's released, and she's calling for a further investigation into this. That's what she's done, right? Okay, she's called for maybe charges to be brought, right? That's what she's done. And so the people going, oh, this is the distraction from Epstein. I'm like, cool. Here's an idea. Check this out. Because we're Americans, we're smart people. We live in the greatest country on God's green earth. We can investigate both. Like, and the people that are telling me this thing on the left are going, are the same people that told me that Biden didn't have any cognitive decline for the last 4 years. And they're the same people that told me the auto pen wasn't an issue. And then we're finding out there is issues. It's like the same people repeatedly. So whenever y'all are going to sit here and give me this moralist high ground about Epstein, whenever y'all had 4 years to prosecute Trump over Epstein, I'm sorry, my righteous indignation is fucking over it. I don't give a shit. Like, you've lost all credibility.
Go ahead.
What's both?
And then, go ahead.
Just quick question. What are they both investigating? Epstein and Obama?
Yes, I mean, yeah, the government in general, we have different
Haven't
things.
we already invested Epstein where he?
Well, yeah, it seems like it.
Okay, so all we're looking for is we're not looking for an investigation. We're looking for the Trump to put out the information that he gaslit. He gaslit the Americans with. So there's no investigation. It's put out the paper. The investigation's done. What's the problem?
When you say there was no attack, what do you mean there was no attack? Like Russia didn't try to influence our elections?
No, I'm saying they knew that there was Trump. It had nothing to do with it. They knew that it had very little influence. And yet, the argument was that this was this massive influential attack, that Trump was in cahoots with the Kremlin, and he perpetrated that rumor, and he allowed this to go forward with the malicious intent to imply that Trump was in bed with Russia. Because if you don't remember all these other things they tried to pin Trump on with Russia, we still hear this topic. Last week on a Prime, like 2 weeks ago on a Prime panel I was on, I literally heard from somebody that's been on this channel before, I heard, they brought up the Russian collusion hoax. We know this was a hoax. We know it was perpetrated by the Democratic Party. Now we know it was even backed to an extent all the way up to the President of the United States and Barack Obama. And y'all are going, you're giggling, but this is a real problem. Like, and you're going, hand wave. I mean,
there absolutely was collusion with his administration. Have you not seen the Mueller report?
Yeah, I mean, there was.
We did see it. We did see it. We saw all of it. Except the problem is that it pointed to more collusion on Hillary's side than anything on poor Trump's side.
Hold on, just real quick, because we are all talking past each other, I feel. So a few accusations, allegations, what have you, have been made on this. One from Will, one just now from Grid, and I want to really dig down on both of those because we're just saying things without backing up. I'm going to give it to Will first. You said that there was proven collusion between Trump administration and Russia. Can you give us examples of what you mean?
There was 37 indictments, 7 guilty pleas and convictions. All of Trump's staff repeatedly lied about having any contact with Russia. A signed statement by over 1,000 former federal prosecutors saying if they acted in the way Trump did, that they would have been arrested and charged of obstruction of justice. They concluded that the Russian interference was sweeping and systematic, and that Trump and Trump's son was trying to meet with Russian agents to get dirt on Hillary in Trump Tower with Paul Maniffort.
What about that is incorrect that he just said?
You're asking me? I'm sorry.
This is a debate.
Sorry,
he gave his examples. No, which one of those?
I got it. So,
yeah.
Sure. Trump Jr. met to get opposition research. Okay.
For what they believed was a Russian operative. They believed to be a Russian operative.
There's some. I've
in their email, they say she works for Russia. She's a Russian operative.
Who cares? Again.
Who cares?
Who cares? Hillary literally met with a Russian spy.
Who cares?
Can I ask you a question? Hold on. Can I ask you a question?
Dossier.
Let me just ask you a question, Cold Beer. Hold on, real quick. I want to test your backing here, right? I openly admit that I vote for what's best for me, and at the same time, I've actually said, if I was Biden, the first person I would have pardoned would have been my son, and we know he was sitting here meeting with Ukrainian officials and Chinese officials and all sorts of shit, and we know this is a thing, and you seem to not have a problem voting for Biden when they're doing the same thing, if not worse. So, I hate to do whataboutism, but, where is the moral line that you're taking here if this is a problem? Because it seems like one was a lot less of a thing. They're looking for information. This guy's
a little
actually
housekeeping. We had a bit of an internet hiccup there. I don't know what happened. Unfortunately, it happens. But we're back. We're good. We're streaming again. We're here. Go ahead. You can continue.
So what would be the line here? Because to me it seems like that on the Trump side they're looking for information. That's all we think that they might have done meeting with each other. On the Biden side, you were willing to vote for this, even though we knew that he actually took benefits or was attempting to get pretty questionable benefits. What is your line? Because my line is do what's best for me. What's your line? Because you seem to have an issue with this.
Also, don't forget that Trump Jr. did report that meeting because the person he met with said that it was for child something, like child care in their country or some crap like that. And he's like, that's weird. That's not what we talked about. We talked about opposition research. Remember that? Do you remember that? Because I remember that.
my line would be that Hunter Biden worked around the world for different agencies that he was well qualified for. I don't know. He wasn't meeting with secret agents from foreign countries to get information about an election. He didn't have people around him reaching out to actual Russian hackers like Roger Stone, telling them when to disseminate the information for the campaign's best interest. This is clearly a violation.
You're saying that what Trump did is somehow worse than what?
Do you have evidence of Hunter Biden meeting with secret agents from overseas to get dirt on political enemies?
Yes, they have him.
I'm here with my father, the big guy.
Yeah,
That's not secret agents to win.
You know, they've investigated that 5 times and couldn't find any charges to bring in Congress at all. Nothing.
I'm sure they did.
Okay,
They did.
I mean, they found about as much as they found in the Mueller report reporting on Trump. Like, I mean, what like at least, and if not, they found more. I would argue that there's more evidence of that. I get that this is a whataboutism, and everybody online hates whataboutisms, but this seems to be the reason why I'm even bringing this up is this seems to be like it's just the desperation attempt by the left right here to try to discredit something we should actually look into and then redirect back to this Epstein thing, which they had years and years to investigate. But
no one said. Wait. I never said they shouldn't look into this. I never said they should look into this all they want. It's just not true. It's a look over here, not over there.
If there was nothing, if Hunter Biden didn't do anything wrong, why did he need a pardon?
Have you seen Trump prosecute his enemies, go after his enemies with nothing there? I would have pardoned my son if I knew Trump was coming in.
You couldn't have. Hold on. He literally, there were congressional hearings. He walked out of a congressional hearing with impunity. It went under subpoena. That's okay.
You're asking if pardons
okay? Wait, if you had an enemy coming into power who talked about going after you, your family, and your associates, you wouldn't pardon yourself? I would. Absolutely, I would.
He didn't pardon him before that. He pardoned him. What are you talking about?
He pardoned him before he left office.
Okay, so what Grid is asking is, the accusation Grid is making here is that during a congressional subpoena, Hunter Biden walked out of that subpoena. Whether that's true or not, I'm not sure, but that's his allegation. That's his accusation. He's asking. That's what he's referring to, not the pardon in this specific instance.
And then he was in fact eventually pardoned. Why did he need a pardon if he was innocent?
To stop Trump from going after him when he took power, as he planned on doing, as he said he was going to do.
The entire government did after Trump for 4 years.
Wait, what?
Tell Trump to pardon himself.
Is that what you're maintaining right now?
Well, that's an interesting point that you're making, Grid. If I could just real quick, I just want to expound upon that. Is that this is you're talking about saying Trump said he's going to go after his enemies. What's interesting to me is that it seems like the Dems are the ones who set the precedent to go after former presidents instead of being like, all right, let's move forward. When they put out multiple cases against Trump, and then some of them on literally, and I hate to use this as a pun, on trumped up charges to get him here in New York. It's literally, I'm sitting here. They went after former president, and now whenever Trump's in office, y'all are surprised that he's opening up investigations into his enemies. One of which seems like he's actually had a nefarious thing going on, Obama, where he's trying to maliciously influence an election. Would you agree? Maliciously influencing an election using information you knew was not actually true is something that a president shouldn't be doing.
Correct. So, but the president, Obama, came out and said Trump won the election.
We're not going to rehash the election. We're not going to redo the election. We just want to know the extent that the Russians were involved in our election.
Correct. The amount of the informational war that was then conducted on the United States of America. Do you think a president shouldn't look into that? But no, Trump knows Obama's got immunity. He can't be prosecuted.
I have a question for you guys.
Hold on. I can't let this Hunter Biden thing go. This is a real sticking point. If he didn't need the pardon, why is he now literally confessing to all sorts of crimes now that he knows he can never be tried against him?
What crime is he confessing to? Can you give us the worst one?
He's confessed to bribery. He's confessed to taking bribes himself. He's actually doxing some politicians that he has information about.
Who did he take a bribe from?
I'll have to look up the exact.
I haven't seen any of this at all.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about
Of course not.
Is any of that what is basically being used to influence an election? Can we say that Hunter Biden does bad crap? Yes. Is there a difference between I want to influence? I mean,
wait, hold on. You're answering my question with a question. That's bad
because I
form,
showed you the evidence, and then you said, "Show you the evidence," and I said, "Yeah, show us the evidence."
You can't just say there's more evidence, and then what are you talking about? What evidence?
How do you want us to debate something that we don't know what you're talking about? What are you specifically?
You're pleading ignorance that she literally committed a fraud in the Steele dossier. You claim ignorance of this?
No, I'm asking you not to do it. Trust me, bro.
Hold on. You're claiming ignorance that she literally not her personally, probably her team,
for opposition
literally
research.
recruited Russian operatives to literally influence the election. You're claiming ignorance of those facts? Who created the Steele dossier? Who created the Steele dossier, and how did it happen?
She paid for opposition research.
Yes.
Okay. You can't make this up. You literally just said that that Don Jr. was committed or was guilty of Russian interference because he met with someone for opposition research and never actually got any, but yet a fake dossier, which was literally held out to be the truth, vetted by multiple federal agencies, and you don't consider that election interference? Are you insane? This is an insane position that you're holding.
Well, let him explain his position. Go ahead, Sage, please.
When somebody goes and says and meets with a specific person to get this, and it's a Russian spy, compared to I'm going to make up a number, $10,000 to get information. Do you see the difference of meeting with a spy compared to just giving money to try to get information?
Well, hold on. Once again, Grid already brought this. Grid already brought this up. The Trump Jr. reported it because he said the guy got them there under false pretenses, right? Isn't that what you just said, Grid? Like, I feel like you're just kind of dismissing that.
Yeah, they both. Technically, they both reported it. The woman reported it because whoever she was working with, that was another Russian guy, got her there. They were supposed to be talking about adoption for Russian children into the U.S. That's what Trump Jr. thought he was coming for, to get opposition research and the adoption. It's like a bundle deal, right? Like, we're just going to sit down, we're going to talk. We got 5 issues on our palette today, and this is what we're going to do. Okay. And they both reported it. That's why there were never any charges against Don Jr.
So my question is,
there couldn't be.
So here's my question.
Wait. Oh. Answer my question. I answered yours. Now you answer my question. Why is the Steele dossier, which was literally held out to be fact and vetted and which was a lie, a whole bunch of lie, how is that not exactly what you're accusing Trump? Worse than anything you can accuse Trump of, and Obama knew about it and sanctioned it as early as 2016 or whatever, 2014, whatever. I don't know. I don't have the exact date in front of me. I'll pull it back up.
Will,
why is it better? Why is that better? Answer the question.
Do you think there's a difference between meeting a regular person on the street and talking to them and meeting a CIA agent on the street and talking to them?
There was no meeting of a CIA agent.
I'm asking.
Can you not?
Stop. Both of you stop. Grid, shut up. Grid, shut up. He did ask you a question. Please answer it. Is there a difference between CIA agent on the street versus a normal person on the street?
He didn't answer my question. He's answering my question with a question.
I promise.
He answered my question with a question, and I'm not moving off of it until he answers my question.
I'll help you out. There's a difference between meeting a CIA agent and a person on the street. There's a difference in regards to meeting a Russian spy than giving money for something that you're trying to get information from. There's a difference.
From a spy.
You're both in business. You 100% know that there's a difference between giving money for something and actually meeting somebody.
Yes, it's way worse to go to a spy and buy a fake document. Who do you think Steele was? Who do you think composed the Steele dossier?
20 years ago.
He was a spy
20 years ago.
May I?
Yeah,
So
okay.
I'll engage in a hypothetical, Cold Beer. Let's just do it. So, is there a difference between meeting a regular person and a CIA agent? Okay. Well, I'm gonna be, and this is gonna sound contrarian when I say that, but yes and no at the same time, right? If I go and meet a regular person, and I don't know, and they're just a regular person, then okay, we met. If I go meet a CIA agent, or and I'm in like Uganda, like I don't know, Uganda or Ecuador, and I know they're a CIA agent, and I'm like doing some drug cartel shit, that's one scenario, right? If I'm like on the street and the CIA agent tells me, hey, we're gonna meet up for a children's program, yada yada yada, and I go and meet them, and then I find out later they're a CIA agent after I'm there, well, sure, I was under the assumption I was meeting a regular person. I don't know that is a crime. Would you agree with those kind of scenarios? Or an issue?
Yeah, you can accidentally run into a CIA agent and not know that they're CIA. Sure.
So, like, wouldn't it? Because once again, y'all haven't really responded to the presumption that once again y'all keep saying Trump Jr. met one of these agents, right? These Russian agents. Which from what we understand so far, what I understand, maybe somebody can prove me definitively wrong or give me a source because I'm not as familiar with the story as it seems Grid is. It seems to me though, based off just what y'all are both saying, that they went under false pretenses, found out later, and then both of them reported it.
No. I can fix that. So on June 3rd, the email that sets this up, Trump Jr. gets an email from Goldstone, and it says, I just got a call and asked me to contact with you something very interesting. The Crown Prosecutor Russia met with his father, Aras, this morning, and in their meeting offered to provide Trump campaign with some official documents and information that would incriminate Hillary Clinton and her dealings with Russia and would be very useful to your father. This is obviously very high-level sensitive information as part of Russia, and its government support of Mr. Trump, helped along by Aras and MN. So it clearly came from the government. It was the government support, and it was a Crown Prosecutor of Russia that was the email that set up this meeting. Donald Trump Jr. responds, "Thanks, Rob. I appreciate that. I'm on the road at the moment, but perhaps I just speak with Emin first. Seems that we have some time, and if it's what you say, I would love it, especially late summer. Could we do a call first thing next week when I'm back in town?" So they weren't confused with who they were meeting. They were meeting Russian government officials.
I never said they were confused. They were there. It was a line.
I was asking for clarification.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I wanted clarification because I'm not as familiar with this.
It was very clear that they were there for opposition research. They were there for that.
So, do you think that Obama should have not investigated?
And actually, you just sank your own boat because he's literally not talking to a spy. He's talking to a government official.
Is that better?
Wait, what?
Well,
that's not.
If I call the King of England, and I say, "Hey, do you know anything about the King of France?"
Louder doesn't mean more important.
Well, Wick,
stop yelling at me.
That's actually a good thing you just asked there, Wick. I think it was you who said that, Wick. Is that better? I mean, that's interesting, right? Like, so, okay. I mean, I'm trying to engage with this in good faith here, right? Like, is a, I guess, private citizen or semi-private citizen. I don't know how we want to describe Donald Trump Jr. because he's never been the president. As far as I know, he's not. I don't think he's holding in the office right now. I could be wrong. But he's over here. Maybe he's like a de facto like micro ambassador for Trump since he's like family or whatever. He trusts family. But in theory, I guess at this time he's a private citizen. Is there a problem with a private citizen getting information from a foreign power that may assist them in winning if?
He was a member of the campaign. He was a member of the campaign, and if not, Paul Maniffort was there, a member of the campaign. That's the issue.
But y'all have major issues with that, then, huh? Because it seems like maybe even with the scenario I'm describing, once again, this could be a spin job for them to screw Trump, like one way or the other. Like, oh, the Russian ambassador is going to report this. Well, now this is going to be a story. Like, I mean, I'm just curious with like where's the line here for private citizen? Oh, they're in the campaign. Oh, and they're actually in the office. Because I mean, if you're in the campaign, that doesn't mean you're actually a government actor. It means you're. I mean, is a political volunteer. If they had sent Bob, the intern, to go meet this guy who's just the intern.
Do you think there was any sanctions or anything? Do you think Russia did anything in somewhere like, I don't know, 2014 that would have caused any sanctions that we might not look as Russia as somebody that presidential camp? Was there anything that happened back then? If I were to say,
listen, I don't like Russia. You're not going to get me on here to be a Russia defender. That's not what's just going to happen here. But I am asking, if they have, if you're a private citizen and a government of a foreign country comes to you and you're running for office and goes, I will give you X information. I mean, yeah, I would say little sus. Sure, I'll admit that. However, on the same side, I mean, you're still a private citizen. Are you like obligated not to use the information? Or if they report that information that they're giving, I don't see that as bad as
Can I ask you a
Obama
question,
sanctioning
Gibbs?
a report
Sure,
and
but
then like pushing this out to
can I just ask you
go ahead.
a question, Gibbs? So say Mao, right, or not Mao,
Sure.
Xi Jinping. Sorry, Xi Jinping came up and
Mao
called you
works
up
too, whatever.
and was like, "Yo, Gibbs, I got some dirt on the next Democratic candidate. Okay, I got some dirt on him, and I know you, Gibbs. I've seen your show. I'm gonna forward you these documents, and then you can do whatever you want, right? Would it be fair to say, in that instance, that China is trying to influence the outcome of the American election?
I would argue, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So yes. So when the
are these
Obama
valid documents though?
makes an investigation, and their conclusion is Russia is trying to influence the American election, how is that just not true?
And how should that not be investigated?
Well, two things. One, there's follow-up questions here that I think we have to ask. One, I think the most important one is, is this information verifiable, right? Like, if they come and they say, oh, we have evidence of this guy committing a crime, and we want you to use it, and then once you expose it, there'll be an investigation, he'll get taken down, you lose your political opponent. All right, yeah, that would be China-influenced election. They're literally taking out a political opponent via the U.S. judiciary system. However, it's also like evidence they're committing a crime. Like, that would be bad. That would be bad, and it would be good. Like these are like shades of gray. So when you're saying this, we also know that in the report they determined that they had not like a negligible influence on the American election, and then they still put this out there, knowing them putting it out there would have a major influence on the election. That's the issue here.
You know how the KGB works with active measures. Do you understand? Have you ever heard of Operation Infection, where they basically Russia put out there that
what does this got to do with Obama knowing about the dossier?
I do have a point to clarify. So it's illegal for any campaign to accept any contributions, including information from foreign nationals representing that state. So when she says she's coming from the office of the prosecutor and she's a state, that's illegal right there from the start. It's different if you just go to a citizen, but a foreign national.
They both reported it.
It doesn't
matter. It's illegal to receive it, not to not report it.
Wait, so did they receive it? Like, do we know that he got this information? We know this.
They claimed they received it, but it wasn't as useful as they thought it was.
And they turned it over. They got it, they turned it over, and they reported. Is that what you're saying? So you're telling me they're getting in trouble for a crime that they were warning people about and giving to, so people should be aware of this? I don't really...
You think they were making a warning for other people by meeting with a foreign national to get intel? They were saying, "Hey, we did this so you guys don't fall for the same trap." You think that was their setup?
I mean, possibly. Who knows? I mean, you have this crystal ball in people's minds.
Accepting the meeting is illegal. They can't say we just did it so you guys wouldn't do it. Sorry, we just wanted to clear. Just accepting the meeting is illegal.
Yeah, I mean, and once again, even if this is true, even if this is all true and playing out exactly like the way you say it is, we have evidence of Biden, of the Hunter Biden doing significantly worse, and you don't seem to have an issue with this. And this is why I'm sitting here going like, oh, the righteous indignation and moral outrage is ridiculous.
If we seed all of it, we still haven't addressed the Obama issue. You guys are
I want to get back to the Obama stuff.
I want to get back to both of these real quick. Just like the quick segue. This is why I brought this up right here. Is if y'all want to force our hand on Epstein, right? You're saying it's a distraction. Listen, right now, I'll tell you, everybody, if there's enough evidence to prove that Trump was, committing, doing the Epstein Island stuff and diddling kids, all this, then guess what? Throw him into the wood chipper with all the other ones, right? Like, I don't care. I don't want diddlers being in power. I'm okay with saying that, right? At the same time, I also think that Trump was getting straw in the shaft, and Obama was unfairly influencing the election with this report. And I think it's crazy that y'all are going to sit here and try to give us, the Republicans, this moral outrage when Republicans right now are having civil wars over the Epstein shit. Y'all are going, it's just a distraction.
The report came out after the election. How did he influence the election with this report?
Exactly. It came out
in December of that year, after the election. How did he influence that election?
What are you talking about?
It came out before he was inaugurated, but it came out after the election.
You can't just say things. They say meaningful things. What report are you talking about?
The one that's the topic of discussion tonight, that Tulsi Gabbard just come out with.
It came out after the election.
That report, Tulsi Gabbard is mostly concerned with the Steele dossier and the handling of it by Obama.
No.
I have a question.
Why do you think that?
If it's about the handling, if it's about the topics, if it's about what happened, this report is from 2020. Why release it right now? Why release it right now when it's coming out? It's from 2020. It's 5 years old. Why release it when Trump's on the back foot from all the Epstein shit?
We're in his first year. Like, listen, I just heard for the last 2-3 months. Oh, where are these deals on the trade?
It was
deals?
in his last. It was put together in his last year. He was still president when this came out.
This is a ridiculous argument, right? Because we're hearing, I've heard all the last 3 months. Where are the trade deals? Just this weekend, we had trade deals signed. Like, he's actively working. Hold on.
Just real quick.
It came out in his
we're
first
going 50
administration.
different directions, and we need to stick on one. Okay.
Just
real quick. Let's go. Let's focus on a single thing, and then we can move on to other things. So the thing we should be focusing on now, the thing that, again, right, is how this report, right, that recently got... Well, first of all, Gibbs, did you read the report that Tulsi Gabbard released just, 2 weeks ago, a week ago now? Did you read it?
Yeah, I've been reading them. Yeah, I've been reading, going through.
So in that report, what do you think of that report? What is the damning thing that the report says that Obama did?
I mean, clearly to me, it's that he politicized information, like some of it top secret, some of it he did stuff for the sole purpose of hurting Trump politically. That is the problem right here. And
that's not in the report. That's not in the report.
That is absolutely the conclusion. And literally, she just said it again yesterday.
That's what she says. I'm talking about the actual report that came out in 2020 that she's publicizing does not say that Obama was politicizing this to hurt Trump.
Let me make sure.
It actually has several recommendations saying that they should do better peer review, that they should probably recuse political appointees from investigations, that they should use better footnotes when using raw intel, so a reader, such as a congressman who's reading over it fast, can see that that's raw intel that hasn't been verified. Those are the recommendations from the report.
That report that she has is basically an analysis on the information that they got. It's not like a report. It's, hey, we have to determine what levels are for information and that. It is not a report that we said, here's the information. That's not something that would be issued to the president as a report. That's a peer review of who got the information, how to determine it as highly, what's the word, Will? Moderate, highly, and confident. Highly confident, moderate, confident, low confidence.
I think there were problems with the report. It was rushed. Trying to get it out. Some of the information, they have different standards that it seems like they went away from in at least 1 or 2 cases, and it was rushed. But I don't think it does what Trump thinks it does.
It's in the report itself.
Let Gibbs go, please.
Yeah, in the report itself, it claims Obama officials leaked false statements to the media outlets, including the Washington Post, claiming Russia has attempted through cyber means to interfere, if not actively influence the outcome of the election. And then on January 6, 2017, a new intelligence community assessment was released that directly contradicted the IC assessments. All right, and I can kill a few more. In the months leading up to the November 2016 election, the intelligence community, IC, consistently assessed that Russia is probably not trying to influence the election by using cyber means. On December 7th, 2016, after the election, talking points were prepared for DNI James Clapper, stating foreign adversaries did not use cyber points attacks on the election infrastructure to alter the U.S. presidential election. December 9th, President Obama's White House gathered top national security council principals for a meeting that included James Clapper, John Brennan, Susan Rice, John Kerry, Loretta Lynch, Andrew McCabe, and others to discuss Russia. After the meeting, DNI Clapper's executive assistant sent an email to IC leaders tasking them with creating
you're not reading the report? You're reading a memo she put out with the report?
A memo with the report. Oh, well, this is interesting.
You're reading a memo she put out with the report.
What is the point of the memo? Do you understand what memos are for? Memos are...
That's the claims that she makes around it. Have you read the report to see if it's in there?
All these things are in there, yeah.
If I write a book report, that's not a replacement for the book, right? Because I could be wrong about shit.
Sure. Are you saying those things aren't in there?
I'm saying it doesn't state it the way that she said. She puts her spin on it
100%. Oh, so you admit they're in there?
Have you even read the report?
You have.
I don't think you've read the report at all. You've read the memo.
I read the memo, and I just said it, and you're sitting here claiming that's not in the report.
But you have not read the report.
Okay, can you tell me where in the report it's not? I mean, like, I hate to ask a negative. Because
Can I tell you where it's not?
Hold on, Gibbs. What are you asking him to do? Where in the report it's not? Can you elaborate?
Yeah, I will explain that. I will elaborate. Because he's sitting here going, oh, this is the memo. The memo is like the cliff notes. The memo points out the damning things. These are things that
Just
are in the report.
Say you haven't read it,
Hold on, they are in the report. No, I have read it. Hold on, you haven't read it. Hold on. Let me finish, Red. Hold on. He's sitting here claiming I haven't read it. Here's the thing. I have read it. I'm reading the memo for the specific reason. I'm not going to go find page whatever, and go find the exact thing she's talking about. It's much easier to read the memo because that's in the memo. Are you saying those things that she claims aren't in the memo? No, you don't even say that. What you just said was, oh, she put her own spin on it. So you're admitting the things she said are in the fucking memo.
If I tell you that something happened, right? That A happened, but then I say the reason this happened or the spin on this because your claim was that Obama was using this for a political narrative or to hurt Trump or something. If I tell you that A happened, that's not the same as saying A happened and the reason it happened is this because the reason it happened is not in the report. Yes, things happen that she's taking, but when she puts her spin on them and says, "Oh, they use this for this, they use this for that," it's bullshit.
Do you understand what she means by cyber?
What we're debating is what she put out, right?
Do you understand what she means by cyber?
So you're saying those things are in there,
Hold
but
on,
you don't like the way she
give it to Grid for a second. Go ahead, Grid.
Give me. I mean, and I'll be real quick. How does it materially change Gibbs's argument? Because he would have the same. Do you think that he would have a different interpretation than what he read in the memo?
I mean, I have the report right here. I like they're arguing whether I have.
Who says that you think he'd have a different interpretation?
Yes, me over here.
You think that Gibbs would? Why? All right. So based on what?
The fact that if I read it and got a different opinion. So yes, he 100% could have a different opinion.
Sorry.
I basically understood it as, hey, was there any cyber attacks? The answer to that was no, because they meant cyber attacks as in hacking the machines, and they didn't hack the machines. But was there an informational war used as disinformation in which, guess what Putin did in the KGB? He ran the disinformation department.
I have an example. So when she says, hold on, let me pull up my notes. When she uses clips of statements, right, in her report. So when she says that she's citing a report and says Russia probably is not trying to influence the election by using cyber means, and she uses ellipses after that, it's because the next part says to manipulate computer-enabled election infrastructure and voting. She's saying two different things there. One would be they didn't use cyber at all to do anything, and the other one is they didn't change votes. And she uses that in her memo.
You're just being dishonest. I can quote you from the direct report. This is what it says on page 5 under the we would prefer for the first sentence regarding Russia's intent to be softened. The way it currently reads, it would indicate that we have definitive information that Russia does intend to disrupt our elections. We are uncomfortable making an assessment at this point. They are absolutely saying that. They say that this is not a case. Then they go on to say we judge Russia to be the only nation state with current means and possible motivation to use cyber attack to disrupt the 2016 and deny political legitimacy to U.S. political heads. They absolutely say right there that, hey, guess what? They're not doing what you're saying they're doing. And Obama has to go back and change it. That's in the report. That's literally page 5. And you're sitting here claiming I don't have it. I can post the report. Like she has it.
Well, you just read it for the first time. I appreciate it.
Here's what's really crazy about the report is they have the I've read it. I have the report. I just let you walk into the trap. That's the point. I knew that you were going to sit here doing
the trap where you don't read it and show up.
You've read the report. I've got the report. I mean, I'm the one who wanted to do this topic, and you don't think I have the report? Like, this is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Like, it's outrageous. There's a reason why she used the memo. It's the cliff notes. Then in the report, if you go to the one listed on the DNI website, it's got fucking highlights for what the stuff she's talking about. Like, come on, bro. This is like debate 101.
You got me in your trap where you didn't read the report and showed up to debate. I appreciate it.
I read it, but apparently you're not.
I was trapped.
Except I'm the one with the source here, and you have none. Yeah, it's crazy, bro.
So you believe that nobody in Russia didn't influence in any way, shape, or form the election? Yes or no?
Did Russia, in any way, shape, or form, influence the election?
I asked
or
you
try
first.
to?
Is that what I'm asking you? Is that the question? Try to? Sure, they tried in some form.
They always try.
Yeah, everybody
We
tries.
influence their elections. Why shouldn't they influence ours? I mean,
Didn't she just say they didn't in the report, in the memo? Didn't she just say they didn't?
it didn't. Cyber.
Didn't you just read that
that was the cyber attack.
Very specific.
Said that. It was a very specific thing in there that I read. Okay, yes.
Okay, so what are we talking? So there was one attack, which was an info war, correct, for disinformation, but they didn't do the cyber attack.
The dossier, the fake dossier. Yeah.
But so stay with me here. You guys have been ranting for fucking ever. So my question to you is, should Obama look into the disinformation war that was conducted by Russia on our election?
Should Obama look into the disinformation war on our election? Well, this would be evidence that they did look into it. And what they came to, what the conclusion was, that it was of negligible influence. That is what they came to. That is why, in the report, what I just read to you.
Why did people go to jail? Why did people go to jail with this, or get indictments? Why did that happen? If there was nothing, if Russia didn't do anything, why did a whole bunch of people that Trump pardoned, Maniffort, Flynn, I don't know all the names, I'm bad with names, why did they go get indictments and stuff? Why did that happen?
Okay. Because, listen,
enlighten me.
Okay, there's a major difference between what you're saying and I'm saying here, right? What I'm saying is the Intelligence Committee determined there was a negligible influence overall. The Obama administration knew this. They knew it was negligible. They knew it had no real gain. It was something that Russia attempted.
Hold on. Gibbs, hold on, guys.
Grid, stop. Let them go. A minute.
Wait a second. I brought up earlier that Tulsi Gabbard said that Iran didn't have any of these nuclear weapons, right? She then gave the information to Trump. She gave the information to Trump, and Trump still bombed them and said, yes, they did. So just because...
What does that have to do with anything that I'm talking about right now?
Let him explain. Go ahead.
That's not what you said earlier, by the way.
Yes, it is. And so then... So you're telling me that...
didn't
have. Let Sage finish, please. Sage, go ahead.
Now the intelligent information goes to Obama, but Obama can't say, you know what? I don't think that's right. I want to continue to investigate. Like Trump can do it, but Obama can't. With the intelligence people coming to that.
That's not what happened. Once again in the report, it states multiple times that it had a negligible influence. It's not stating. Okay,
that was
hold on. I just let you say your thing. Let me just finish.
Make one point really quick, Gibbs.
I'm gonna let him spur.
Maybe this will help. Do you know what Maniffort was incarcerated for, sir?
His actual crime? I can't remember. What the actual crime.
Do you know, sir? Wrong. I actually don't know either, but I do know it wasn't related to election interference or Russian interference.
I think he was it Flynn. Yeah. I might be thinking Flynn, but I'm pretty sure it was perjury.
Cohen, I think you're thinking of Cohen.
Yeah,
Cohen's the guy that they railroaded in Europe by basically telling him they're going to throw him into prison.
Okay, wait.
No, that's not. Oh my God! Listen, this is so bad faith. Like once again, you didn't read the report. And you're sitting here projecting this onto me, and you're trying to say I'm literally talking about just the cyber attacks in this regard right now.
Okay, just for clarity, Maniffort was charged with tax evasion, bank fraud, money laundering, falsification of income tax returns, failure to file foreign bank account reports, bank fraud, tax fraud, bank fraud conspiracy. A lot of that shit. I just looked it up just to be sure. So
let me finish trying to answer this question you've asked, and you keep interrupting me and won't let me answer. But it's real simple. Yeah, just because Russia tried, it was determined throughout the report at multiple levels that they had a negligible influence. We know that's in the memo. Check it out, the memo. It's in the report too. If you read all the way through it, check it out. Cool. Now, moving on. Hold on. Let me finish. There's a difference between Russia trying something and not having a very effective thing, and it being a crime and people being convicted, which seems dubious. Yeah, because you're just interrupting me here after you asked me a question. There's a difference between that and the other thing. There's two separate things.
I gotta be real with you guys. I'm confused because Okay, you say the report that was released, and this is what you're saying, that Russia's attempt had a negligible influence. What did what did Obama change? Like, where did he change things?
Well, Obama's
that's the whole collusion and the conspiracy.
Okay. Yeah, but what was it specifically that?
Well, this is why the memo is important that y'all don't want to read over, because she basically summarizes it. It goes through. I mean, I don't know why you're confused. Hold on, listen. If you want me to answer the question, I'll let you talk. It's your turn.
No, he's asking you the same question I am. What's the crime?
Well, I've already said this multiple times. Once again, it's clear that after a report established that it's a negligible impact, or it's not something that's a big deal, that here's the problem. When you go and leak it to the press, implying that this was a actual thing where they're in cahoots and it's actually having a major impact in order to influence the election, that's the problem. Do you disagree that is a problem? When you change the framing of the report to make it look like, oh, hey, this is something that they didn't report, in order to say, hey, this guy is in cahoots with the Russians and try to get them whatever. That's like, that'd be like, Wick, like, let's say, like, oh, there is somebody watching your house, right? And you're watching your house. They're watching your house, and I know they're watching your house, right? And guess what? They're gonna break in, and then they break in, and you shoot them, and so it doesn't work out too well for them, right? However, now I'm gonna sit here and frame it as something totally different, and be like, oh, Wick lured him into the house, and now he's unfit for office because he lured him into the house because he wanted to play Star games.
I can't hear you, right, when you try to talk.
It's like 72. Listen, all I need is, what was the crime you're telling? What was the bad thing Obama
I've only just said it 5 times now. Like, I can't even.
Obama leaked it to the press.
And framed it falsely. And framed it in a nefarious manner in order to make it look like Trump was in conclusion, and this was actually having an impact. Oh, my God.
Can you tell me what the actual framing was?
Bro, how many times?
I literally told you that Trump just did the same thing, and it's okay with Iran. He leaked it on X. Not X, True Social, whatever the hell he uses. He said they had these weapons, even though his people said they didn't.
And what's your point?
Was that high crime or misdemeanor?
Was that? Hold on. Was the Iran thing for an election? Did he leak that before an election?
He leaked it to bomb another country. Do you not?
Well, that's totally different. See, here's the difference, right? If you're doing something in order to go to war, that's a totally different reason than, oh, hey, hold on, we're gonna do this in order to make sure our in-house politicians are being elected. Like, that's totally different scenarios, and that's not even fair.
Here's the problem we're having technically. Sage, whenever you try to talk and he's talking, your mic just doesn't go, right? It doesn't go, so we can't hear when you're trying to.
All right.
I don't know.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
I have a question for everybody. So, do you know that this exact same report, the 2020 report that Tulsi Gabbard is citing and put the memo out and declassified it, that she just did this, and 2 weeks before that, on July 2nd, that John Ratcliffe used the CIA to go over the exact same report. And in their findings in the report, they called it a fundamentally sound analysis, and the overall assessment was deemed defensible. So they didn't have any issues with it. 2 weeks before Tulsi comes out and says, "Oh no, this was all hopped up. They were just trying to ruin President Trump." It come out on July 2nd of this year.
Well, that's easy. Grid's already explained that point away. Once again, if y'all are listening,
no, don't say she knows more. She's just reading a report. She's reading a report.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that she knows more.
Well, she has more information available to her. She's reading a report.
Different agencies.
Yeah, I mean, so the CIA can say whatever they want to say. They can say, well, we don't find a problem with this, but guess what? We have multiple agencies. Another agency may find a problem with it. Obviously, there's a problem with it, we wouldn't be discussing it right now.
It was John Ratcliffe that did it with the CIA. Do you know who was in charge of the very first report, the 2020 report?
Was it John Ratcliffe?
John Ratcliffe as the DNI.
So
and both times he found it as credible evidence.
Examined his own work, said it's good work. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
The report was the scathing review of the stuff that Obama did. I don't know if you understand this. Like, he went through and said they should have followed this. They should have followed this standard. They should have done this. They used a sentence fragment here to prove something that even when he thought it was bad back then, he still come out and said this year, on July 2nd, that it was fundamentally sound analysis.
So again, you are saying that the guy who found it okay back then found it okay today.
No, you still don't understand. Okay. You
You're trying
stop
to do
talking.
word salad
You write a
bullshit,
report.
and I'm not
You
letting
write a report. You write a report, and then I give a scathing review of that report. You wrote the report. I give a scathing review of that report, and then years later, I come back and say, oh, even though I gave a scathing review of that report, his report was not my own work. His report was fundamentally sound. Your report was fundamentally sound. Not what I did, what you did and I reviewed.
Okay, twice. So again, I reviewed my own work, and I'm not going to say that I did a bad job.
I don't understand how you're not doing this. There's two people doing work.
Okay,
you
definitely
don't understand.
I'll try to
so please somebody explain this.
What he's saying is that John Radcliffe did not write the report. John Radcliffe wrote an overview of he basically proofread the report, and he looked for errors in that report.
He did an investigation into the report.
And he released his investigation where he found these errors, but even though he put out all these errors, he said the underlying report itself was sound. Fantastic. It was just the process to go about it had issues that they needed to correct.
Yes, I understood that he reviewed it, and then he's saying that, well, he reviewed it again and found his own work to still be okay. That none of that's totally me.
Oh my God, no. It's not his work.
Back then. That's his fucking work, you dumbass.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't.
He wrote the review. Did he write the review or not? Did he write the review or not?
Stop talking. Stop talking. You're just wrong. You couldn't be more wrong.
Radcliffe did not write the initial report.
An initial report comes out. An initial report comes out from someone that has nothing to do with John Radcliffe. A separate person.
We understand that. How are you not understanding that? I understand that. How ignorant are you? He reviewed
I think
the
everybody
work
in the
again.
chat
He's not going to say, I fucked up back then. Really? Do you think that's what happened? He's like, oh no, I fucked up. I was totally fucking wrong on this. Shut the fuck up and get out of here. What are you that ignorant?
I need to draw you a fucking picture, dude. I don't know. I don't understand how to explain it to you. I've never met somebody so fucking dumb.
Fucking A. When I give report fucking A and I get it 3 years later and I go, oh yeah, it's still report fucking A. I reviewed my own work.
Still not right.
That's not what.
That's what you said happened. It's just what you said happened.
3 people have tried to explain it to you. You just not get it. I'm good.
Okay. Well, let me try something else there. So there's also in the memo, it mentions the another report that came out 6 months later, which basically said that it was full of shit. Right here, I have that report as well. If you want to claim I didn't read that one, do you have a problem with that report going and saying, oh, that Obama then misled people? Like in that is their findings were that there was no.
I have a question on the topic of the show. So the topic of the show was it basically thrown out there as misdirection? So my question to you is,
that was the topic that it somehow became, not what it was originally broached. I'll say that.
Well, let's say I was talking because I think I was. Let's go with that premise. Let's say Obama did everything that you're saying. Doesn't Obama have immunity? And even Trump admitted that. We do care about it because now Trump's going down there saying, look at Obama, that's treason, don't look at the Epstein files, and we should prosecute him for treason and gaslighting his own people.
Did you support the last 4 years of investigation into
gaslighting his own people?
Did you support the last 4 years of the investigations into former President Trump?
Do you not hear me talking? And
your fucking words are stupid. I sat here and listened to you.
Let Sage finish. Let Sage finish. Go ahead,
You
Sage.
didn't actually. I have not been ranting. I've been cut off every time. He's gaslighting his own people to something that can't happen.
You got to get a better quality of Democrat up in here.
I would love to have a better person in intelligence, IQ, that can figure out.
You don't have any IQ, sir. You don't have any.
Okay, well,
don't have
let's
a problem
reset. Let's reset. Let's take it back a notch. Let's take it back a notch. Let's go back to the topic at hand.
Investigated for the last
I'm glad you're attacking me rather than answering the question. Pivot all you want.
I'm not
pivot all you want.
I asked you the same question.
Answer the question I asked you.
What question?
The question was, he gaslight his people to something that can't happen, like hanging Obama at Gitmo because he has immunity for the sole purpose to get away from the Epstein shit.
No, I don't believe that at all. We don't, because no, it's
Then
not
why
getting
do you
away.
do
We
it?
can
Why
focus
do-
on
why
we
do you
can
do
focus on multiple things.
There's nothing to focus on. There's nothing you can do to Obama.
We
Nothing.
don't look. You can still investigate him. Did you not? Trump was
Yeah, for
investigated.
what?
Were you? All right, now
There's
you
nothing
answer my question.
do
Were
to him.
you okay with the investigations into former President Trump the last 4 fucking years?
Yes. If somebody
then
breaks
why,
the law,
then
yes.
why are we? Then what? Then you just answer your own fucking question.
Because what Trump was doing was not under the he wasn't president. So those investigations led to what? Led to what?
Obama is currently not president.
Led to
He can be
convictions.
investigated.
Led to convictions because he wasn't president.
Hold on. I think in the earlier, at least Will said, I don't know if Sage agrees, but do you guys have to Sage and Will, this is a question to you. Do you have any problem with Obama being investigated for this?
No. I don't like how it's being presented, and obviously to distract from Epstein, but investigate him all you want. I don't think you'll find anything because the Senate Intelligence Committee did the exact same investigation under Marco Rubio and found the exact same conclusions as Obama's report.
There was a book written by 2 reporters, Michael and David Cohn or whatever, called Russian Roulette. That's all about this. Right from the start, when in 2013, when Donald Trump wanted to meet Putin so bad, because he wanted to put a hotel there and he wanted to do his modeling shit with his all these women, that they brought him in. And when he didn't get to meet Putin, he was so sad about it. He basically said, "Why don't we just tell everybody I did meet him?" When he didn't meet him. I mean, it goes all the way back then. This is what they do in Russia. It's called active measures. But if you want to push this out there, like, oh, we're going to get Obama for treason, we're going to get him. Well, what about the immunity thing? Well, yeah, I think he has immunity.
Wait,
but don't
you
look
just admitted that he should be investigated, but you don't think he should be investigated?
No, I said you should be investigated. The point is you're going to throw this out exactly when people keep saying, hey, put out the Epstein files. Even freaking Joe Rogan has said, put the files out.
Okay.
I think with Trump supporters, if you say Obama treason, they just shut down.
Because Obama treason triggers another gaslighting situation to the alt MAGA people.
The what?
Alt MAGA people. Whatever you want to call them.
What are those guys?
Okay. Wow.
He's saying MAGA voters, basically.
Holy crap. I don't even... What planet are you from?
Earth. Where are you from?
You're not from Earth. I wish I was.
You are obviously.
Okay. Let's get back to... Okay, the insults are fun. They're fun for a little bit.
I love it.
But I do
I'm
want to
having
get
a great
back
time.
to the...
Thank you, Wick. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I do want to get back to the meat of the discussion a little bit. Let me ask you this. This is since I asked Will and Sage a question. I'll ask this to you, Mr. Unreasonable Man. And
all right, guys. I'm
Gibbs. Do you think that there will be any convictions or will any arrests or indictments be made in the Obama investigation that's going to be coming?
Apologies are only accepted in money and financial means. So if you really want to apologize, donate to Will Bird and Sage Outcast. Okay, you can answer the question now.
I think he's on the phone, but I don't know if Gibb heard you or not.
all right. Yeah. Sorry. It was my. I apologize. It was my
good.
mom called me. I've got to meet. I got to meet her tomorrow for to
It
sign some
doesn't
paper.
mean you don't have to donate financially for our.
But hold on. But to the question at hand, right? And this is again, I'll repeat it just in case. Gibbs and to the motorsports there. Do you think that what is the likelihood that you think that there will be indictments, arrests, or anything?
Oh, I think it's really low, but I think the information in and of itself is important. I'm sorry, Wick. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Okay. Well, how likely do you think there will be arrests or indictments?
I think it's really low. I mean, I don't know that I would even support arrest or indictment. I think that, but I do think the public needs to know that about what the truth is behind the massive amount of interference that occurred on that. And when most people think it was all Trump, people don't even know. A lot of people don't even know or acknowledge that most of the election fraud and interference was on the other side. It was on Hillary's side. So people deserve to know that. And it needs to be brought to the forefront.
But
And if investigating Obama does that, I'm fine with that.
As truth, right? Though, as the truth, not twisted to a means. Because
I'm not sure that any truth would satisfy you, sir. I have to be honest.
I'll answer that. I'm also not sure that there's going to be, I like it's early. They're just calling for investigations. We could find out there's like some real nefarious shit that goes down. Who knows? I mean, I would say at this point, based off the information we have, I think the likelihood of them finding like enough to like indict and cause investigations is fairly low. I think that there's actually much more substance to the autopin scandal than there is to this one. However, I do agree with
crap. Pivot Central.
Yeah, sure.
Well,
Anyway,
let him answer the question. Go
Let me
ahead,
finish.
please.
Yeah. So, like, and this is not a pivot. So, in regards to this, yeah, I think that like indictments and convictions and stuff is very low. However, I am with Grid on this. And I think the investigation is important because this really goes to show what like Republicans have kind of been saying for years now, right? Is that the game has been rigged. There has been a absolute collusion. And like I know I kind of like gished out earlier and brought up a few other things, but I'm going to do it again here real quick. And I know y'all will be mad, but this Republicans have been pointing to several different issues over time, right? We've been pointing things like, oh, they're allowing illegals in, they're doing census, and then they're redistricting to get more seats. They're rigging the game. And like now we're not going to debate that. I know that's not the big thing. They're pointing, oh, the Obama administration colluded. They did this Russia hoax. We know Russiagate was a hoax, etc., and they leaked this purposely to the media in a like attempt. Like they feel like Republicans feel like there has been this. And I hate to use the deep state thing because people are like, oh, conspiracy theorists, but they feel like there's a dedicated effort by at least a significant portion of Democratic leadership in order to like rig the system in their favor. And these kind of investigations are what we want. We want the light shown on these nasty little crevices and like corners where people have been doing these kind of things, so that if there's no convictions, we can at least, at the minimum, like maybe legislate going forward if we find that this is actually a problem going forward. And it seems like this idea, when y'all have had the Epstein case files for the last 4 years, and all of a sudden now y'all care about them, y'all only mentioned them last week whenever, oh, Trump may or may not appear in them sometime. It seems like hold on. It seems like y'all are sitting here trying to crusade when Republicans are actually having a civil war over this and arguing, right? They're fighting. We care about this issue, or Republicans in general do. Democrats are latching onto this only as like, hey, we finally got something we could get Trump on possibly. Whenever, hey, we're going, well, okay, that's bad. Okay. We're going to argue about that, but let's look into this other shit too.
Yeah, let's give it back.
I'm done. But yeah.
Let's give it to Will and Sage. Go ahead. You can respond.
Go ahead, Sage.
Do you understand why it's such a big deal? Because him and his son and everybody said they were going to release it. They were going to put it out there, right? And then the minute they start to say, "Hey, put it out there. Let's take a look at it. We want to see it. Let's show it." You guys are talking about shouldn't we do this investigation? Yeah, 100%. Shouldn't we know the truth and what happened? Yeah, we should. Well, the minute people start to say hey, put out the Epstein files, he starts saying, "What about Obama? What about
really
Hillary? What about this?"
Let him finish, please. Let him finish. Go ahead, Sage, please.
No, go ahead. So why did that happen at the exact moment that he started to do that? And the moment that basically Tulsi obviously screwed up with Iran because she said there wasn't any and Trump said they did. So now she made Trump look bad. So all of a sudden she jumps into this and says, "Here you go, Trump. Here's a winner."
This is like a misdirection, and I wanted to bring this up earlier, but then we got sidetracked again, is that, we're only 7 months in, or 6 months in, really, to his presidency, right? We're, like, very early into the first 4 years, right? Y'all are acting like they haven't been working on this from day one, and y'all like, oh, the timing, whenever, like, first it was the no trade deals. We got trade deals done now. Oh, they're never doing it. Yeah, sure. And then we did. We got one. It's been in the news all weekend. Anyway, regardless, we got stuff done. We're sitting here going,
Hold on. I'm telling you.
I just want to finish my sentence here.
I understand, but hold on. Both of you, please. Both of you, please.
I not get trade deals.
Okay.
I've tried to make this point 3 times here.
Every time you try to interrupt him, your mic doesn't work. We can't hear what you're actually saying, unfortunately. that's a technical thing.
All right, fine. We didn't
hold on. I'll be done in 1 second. I'm literally 1 sentence here. Like, listen, we've like trade deals are done. He can argue about it all he wants. It's been in the news all weekend. Second, every time we say something, oh, whatever, it's like y'all are going, oh, this is just like out of the blue. No, these people have been gotten into office and they're now working on this, and we're finally seeing these things come to fruition. Like every single time, like, oh, nothing happened. And it's like, bro, how do you expect an investigation to work? How do you expect someone someone that's getting here and they're going through 4 years of shit, it's going to take 6 months to compile shit,
That's
especially when they're going back to 2016. Like, and y'all are
what
going, oh, surprise. Like, come on, I'm not
let's
buying this.
Let's give it to Sage, please. Sage, go ahead.
Well, you don't know what a sentence is. That was more than one sentence. We didn't.
Well,
get
I mean,
trade
it would be
deals.
shorter if you weren't interrupting me.
No, Sage, go ahead, Sage, please.
I've been in logistics for 25 years. We didn't get trade deals. You keep saying that, but you're not actually looking at the other side of the trade deals in regards to what China and the EU is saying. They're concepts of a trade deal. But my point goes again. Why is it coming? Why did all of a sudden Trump say there was no list? It's a hoax. And then all of a sudden start to meet with what do you call her, Will? Ghislaine? With Ghislaine.
Yeah, Ghislaine Maxwell.
Why did she already go and meet with them now? After the people were saying, hey, put this out. Now he says there is no, it's a hoax.
And before we move on, you're saying that they just in 7 months or whatever. You know that this report that we're all talking about came out during his first administration, right? Like he had access to it in his first it came out before he left office, months and months before he left office. So he's actually had his entire first administration, 4 years to set and smolder over it, and 7 months. But it just comes out when Epstein comes out.
It's just done. It's done. Just put it out. It's already investigated.
Okay,
put it out.
Go ahead.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. So let me ask you, both of you guys, something. Where was this indignation the 4 years Biden was in office and didn't release jack shit on Epstein?
He wasn't one running on he was going to put it out also. You know that, right?
Well, actually, he did say he was going to put it out when he ran.
Didn't he put out the first wave of the information? Did that come out?
Trump did that.
He did put it out, then Trump put it out in a binder.
Right.
Trump and he called it phase one.
No, Biden put it out first, and then
Biden
Trump
did two separate releases of Epstein files that were released and publicly available on the whatever website they released them on, and then Trump re-released it in a binder with Pam Bondi and called it phase one.
So yes, Biden did put it out first. We're asking
I don't personally think there is a list. I don't think there is a list.
Were actually released at the end of Trump's presidency.
No, Biden
as part and the what you were thinking of is the trial of Ghislaine Maxwell, which, by the way, was for the 2001 to 2004 offenses, which were the same offenses Epstein was originally indicted for, and are kind of irrelevant, really. Ghislaine Maxwell is, but that also that did happen during, I believe, Biden's administration. But I believe the first 177 names that were released, which is all that ever have been released, was at the end of Trump's presidency.
He released documents related to the case. I don't know. I don't think there is a list, like a client list.
I understand you don't know because you don't care. You didn't care until about a week ago.
What are you talking about? I don't think there is a client list. I don't think there's a list of, hey, these people fuck kids.
I understand. Right. I understand. But the only information that's been released has been released by Trump.
Not
Biden
true.
didn't do shit, and nobody cared.
Not true. Not true. Not true.
Prove it.
I'll look it up because Biden put out the information in regards to aspects of the case. Now we don't even know if there is a client list.
I don't need a soliloquy. I just need you to prove your claim.
He can't prove his claim because he's lied about his claims, just like he's lied about the trade deal. I posted 2 sources in chat, and they're both in my chat. So go fuck yourself. You're lying.
Where did you post them from? Which one did you talk about? The Japan one? Japan doesn't.
Well, one of them would be New York Times. The other one's the Wall Street Journal. So
which one are you talking about? Which one?
The one that I literally said the one accomplished from this weekend is one of them. Like I mean, like word for word, I said that like 5 times. I don't
want to get too distracted because we aren't debating trade deals today.
I agree. I'm just pointing out the bad faith tactics that's being had down here. I can literally point out and post links to the trade deals, and then I post them, and he's like, "Oh, well, which one? Oh, so which one? Well, you know, there's multiple." So I mean, like you're just admitting you're lying, like right there. Like,
bro, this is what I do for a living.
He's not lying. He's ill-informed.
For a living. Well, I run my own business for 25 years.
I guess you're not very good at it because you don't know the fucking latest news. God damn, it's that simple. Like, bro, if you're in logistics, maybe you should follow what companies we're trading with, have trade deals with.
Are you talking about EU and Japan? Because Japan's already come out and said, we didn't sign anything.
Well, I just posted 2 sources, and one of them's got the EU of both France and the other people saying they did. So, I mean, I guess you're arguing with Wall Street Journal and the New York Times. You're not arguing with me, Papa.
Do you know Japan clients that I have? They didn't.
Once again, I just posted 2 links. You argue with the New York Times and Wall Street Journal about the bigger trade deal.
Hey,
you're wrong. But we'll move on from that.
Who was president?
Let's go.
Who was president on January 10th of 2024?
10th of
January 10th, 2024. Who was president then?
That would be Biden.
Last
Right?
batch of unsealed Jeffrey Epstein documents released today. In total, 4,553 pages of documents were made public, and they include the names of more than 150 people connected to or mentioned in legal proceedings related to Epstein and his network, which allegedly centered on paying teenage girls and young women to engage in sexual acts.
Because president didn't take over till 21st, right?
Grid, can you give us a source on where Trump
I'm
during
sorry,
his
I
first
was distracted
administration
1 minute.
released
What?
information?
I apologize. I was distracted 1 second. What now?
Okay, well, he just gave you a source where Biden released those names. You're saying that he didn't and Trump did. Can you give us your source?
Yeah. I don't have it. I'm going by my memory, but I can look it up. I got Google too.
I just read you on January 5th of 2024, the last batch of, I'm sorry, that was the wrong date. Let me give you the right date.
10th.
On
10th.
January 9th of 2024, the last batch of unsealed Jeffrey Epstein documents were released that day.
Didn't ask about the last.
It's under Biden. You said he didn't release anything. Who was president January 9th, 2024?
I didn't say he didn't release anything. I said you guys didn't care if he released anything
that's
the entire time. Literally, nobody cared about it. You didn't even know that he released anything until I made you search for it.
I told you over and over again, yes, he did, and you said only Trump did, and I said no, Biden did, and you said only Trump, and I said no, Biden did, and you said only Trump, and I said no, Biden did. Do you not remember what you stated?
I will cede that point. Will you concede the point that Trump gave the initial Epstein file release?
No,
initially, yes, he was president then.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, great.
But
Wonderful. Let's $5 from Jake and Bake to say Biden's release of the Epstein files was less redacted than Trump's. Gibbs and Goober in the top right are lying or living under a rock. Thank you for the $5. I guess the question I have for you, Grid, is why have you stopped caring about that?
At this point,
because you did mention that in your opening statement that you no longer care.
I don't really want to get too down deep the well of Epstein and my feelings on it. To me, is like it's the ultimate red herring argument for just people to like bullshit about. There's no what my concerns are like. Where's the terabytes of video that there has to exist, right? Because the entire island was wired for cameras. Why is it? How is it that the entire U.S. government basically tried for 4 solid years to put Trump on the island or at least anywhere near Epstein, and the best they could come up with was he flew from like New York to Florida on a jet once, like a long time ago.
7 times.
Sorry?
I think it was 7 times, not once.
Okay.
There was also one of the victims that was abducted from Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah, on the plane.
Yeah. He did evict the guy from Mar-a-Lago, that's for sure.
Yeah, did you see his new story on it? It's because he tried to hire some of his wait staff to work for him. It didn't have anything to do with him being sexual towards women.
Yes.
He's changed that again today.
Sure.
And he said no.
Yeah, whatever. I don't care. He kicked him out. That's the only point.
He kicked him out. That's the only point. Doesn't matter what he was doing. Doesn't matter how the whole thing started years ago in the 1990s with another pedophile. And they both said, hey, that's a great idea. Me and you, Epstein, we should start our own modeling company. And then it went on from there. But hey, doesn't really matter if the president is a sexual predator. Is that what you're saying?
Once again, I don't want to do the whataboutism, but I guess I'll have to. I'll be on the. I'll be the one to be the bad guy here. Fuck it. I gotta be honest. When I voted, the Epstein fucking shit was maybe my lowest voting concern.
Very low priority.
Very low priority for Papa Gibbs. I have friends die in the cartel violence. I don't give 2 fucks about the Epstein shit if we're being in the real. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. I don't want kids getting diddled. I'll say that. But when it comes to voting, I think all these government people are probably fucking real sus now at this point, right? We got Biden allegedly showering with his daughter. So, okay, I see him smelling kids. Now, I don't know whether he's actual pedo. I don't know if Trump's actually one. But I'll tell you what, I tell you what, whenever I'm talking about real change and I'm seeing real change down here, I guess what? I'm gonna vote for that because my options are option A, piece of shit, option B, piece of shit, and option B, piece of shit told me to go fuck myself. So, okay, these are my options. You're not gonna guilt trip me. Yeah, and this is why Republicans are holding Trump's feet to the fire. We are literally last Thursday, I hosted a panel and Republicans were in a screaming match about the Epstein shit.
brutal.
They were all arguing. They're screaming. Like, you're not gonna sit here and like moral frog the fucking Republicans about this issue when y'all haven't gave a shit for the last 4 years. Republicans have been the ones sitting here chanting Epstein, 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 and y'all have done nothing. And now, just because there's a slight hope that maybe Trump goes down or loses some popularity because of this, y'all are like suddenly, oh, we're jumping on the crusade. Like, sorry, don't buy it. Not buying it. It's not convincing. And the only person that's mad about this other shit is y'all, because y'all are the only ones being distracted by this Obama shit because it's going after y'all's heroes. That's what's happening right now.
I've been a fan of exposing pedophiles since day one. I'll go ahead and call it. I know this is a hot take, but I think we should put their names out there ever since we heard about it. I've always been in that category, but okay.
I agree with Will. And there's not, you can't say that I didn't care because you don't even know me. I'm telling you that yes, 100%. This is what they ran on doing. This is what they talked about. This is what Kash Patel talked about. He said the list was on the FBI director's desk. Now he's the FBI director, and now they're like, there is no list. It's all a hoax. Go look at Obama. I like what process in my?
They're both happening. They're both happening. Correct.
In what process is it in your head? You say to yourself, you know what?
Are they not investigating? I mean, what do you want? Hold on. I'm curious what you want done. What do you want done?
Okay, well, do you know what I want done? Me being allowed to finish a fucking statement when I allow you to rant.
I mean, if you're going to ramble, I'm not going to let that happen. So can
well,
you?
Wait a minute.
I got to redirect you. What do you want done?
Put out the list that's already been investigated. Tell us who the pedophiles are so that it can help start to heal America by putting those pedophiles in prison. But if you're going to not put the list out when you ran on it, you're basically stating to America, again, we don't give a shit about it. We're going to do whatever we want to do. If Trump really wants to be the guy to stop that, he's got to put out the fucking list and stop that so we can maybe stop fucking having leadership that fucks little children.
I'll ask a question. So when Trump says, and I'm quoting him here, he says, these files were made up by Comey. They were made up by Obama. They were made up by Biden. Do you think he's telling the truth when he says that?
No. Next.
Obviously not. But I don't know what they're going to say.
Gibbs and,
yeah, I have no idea. I mean,
you have no idea.
Why would you know? Why would you admit that? Okay.
I mean, I'm a Texan. I don't fucking trust the government at all. So yeah, he's probably lying.
The question is, why is he lying about this, in your opinion?
Yeah, there you go. I mean, why don't y'all answer that one first?
Well, I guess their answer, right? They think he's
sure. Well, they're the ones saying he's lying. Well,
his name in it.
I believe his name or his donors are in it. Somebody of importance that he knows, including him.
Even when he was asked originally, they're like, "Will you release the JFK files?" Yep. Will you release the MLK files? Yep. Will you release the Epstein files? I think I will. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that could ruin a lot of people's lives in there. So I don't know about that, but I probably will. I don't know. That was his response.
Well, hold on. Do you disagree with that statement though? So let's look at the JFK and the Martin Luther King files. Would you agree most of those people are probably dead or very old and not going to be affected by anything released?
Wait,
sure, but don't you think that listed pedophiles should be affected? Don't you think that pedophiles should be affected by what's released?
Well, if there are pedophiles, but say you're we look at what happened just with the airplane logs. There were people going through the airplane logs and just saying anybody that ever flew on the plane is a pedo, right?
You shouldn't do that. I'll stand up against that. You shouldn't do that. But there's got to be more in there.
So why?
So you're telling me if you were in Vegas and a random billionaire asked you to fly with him on his plane, you'd be like, No,
that's not what I said.
That's
you shouldn't go after people just because they flew on the plane. There's got to be more to it. Just because you have a flight list that lists one person.
People did do that, correct?
Then if that's the case, then Trump shouldn't have ran on releasing the Epstein files. That's what he fucking ran on. If that's his moral high ground, he shouldn't have fucking ran on it.
This is insane. Hold on. Let me ask something.
Sure.
Why do you think Biden didn't release all the names?
Would you have believed it if he did?
There might be no list.
Release all the names, or you wouldn't be fucking asking for them.
Hold on, Grid. If Biden had released the names, would you have believed it?
Probably, but I don't know.
Probably,
now.
I X'd it out, buddy.
I don't think
I
they
think
would
you would have said it was a lie. It was a filthy lie. That's why they couldn't release it. And I'll answer this question for them. Like, they could not release it because if they did, no matter how true, no matter how much evidence they had, they would have said it's a Democrat cover-up and a hoax.
That's right.
Well,
But now
on,
we have
Rick.
a situation where Ghislaine Maxwell, I like that name, I'm going to steal it, thank you. Ghislaine Maxwell is in talks with the Trump's Department of Justice about going for a possible pardon and also, right, going and putting in paperwork to get heard by the Supreme Court to maybe overturn her conviction. And again, at the same time where Trump is saying it's all a hoax, it was all made up by Obama and Comey and Clinton and et cetera, and the Democrats. And I don't know. There's a lot of smoke here making why. Let me ask you this. Will you condemn Trump if he does pardon Ghislaine Maxwell?
Ghislaine, get it right.
I mean, more than likely, because there'd have to be like some really strong like reasoning why. Because I can't imagine why. Because she literally she's convicted for the same crimes basically that Epstein was, and there was no way he was ever going to get fucking pardoned.
I kind of, yeah, I'll condemn. Sure, that bad. Don't pardon fucking Ghislaine.
Hold on. I gotta ask this. Hold on. So your explanation why Biden couldn't release the names is nobody would believe him, but now
and
if
also
Trump releases
Ghislaine,
the name,
I think that there was
him.
an ongoing trial during Biden years as well. I'm pretty sure.
But
yes.
Okay, but not at the end.
You can't release it.
So why didn't he release all the names? Why didn't he release all the? I'm just really curious.
Again, if I wanted to nail the people who were on that list, and I knew that if I release a list, there is a sizable portion of the country who would simply not believe it, and there would be a high chance that the people on the list would get away with it, would you release that list?
So if Trump releases the list, we'll believe it?
Well, the fact that Trump was going to release the list until he saw what the list was, and now he isn't going to release the list, got a lot of people, as Gibbs was just saying. Hold on, let me finish. As Gibbs was just saying, Gibbs was just telling you about how it was a huge civil war now, right? That the Republicans, MAGA, are up in arms about this. So yes, it seems to me that Trump refusing to release the list makes people more likely to believe that the list is actually true. That seems like just another Biden W to me.
Hold on. What is this logic?
What if Trump isn't lying
no,
and the list has been destroyed?
Hold on. I got to engage with what you just said, because you're definitely framing this wrong. Here's the problem.
I'll be right back.
Here's what the problem with what you're doing, right? What you're trying to illustrate, whether I'm using the Civil War example, like from the panel last week we hosted, is not what's happening, right? So yes, absolutely, there are Republicans that are outraged, right? Like I for one of them, it was never a super high voting priority. Cool, but I'll openly admit that. However, there are many Republicans that are upset. Some of them would not have voted for Trump if that was the case. And it was a close of an election that if you could knock out a sizable portion of MAGA, even if it entrenched a different portion, then, it doesn't go to show me, hey, based off all the other things they've done, like try to do trumped up charges in New York, they do it in other states, all these different things, there's no reason in my mind they wouldn't use this tactic knowing it would split the voter base if they thought they had a semi-broken
anything that the Democrats put out or do would not have been believed, but by the same people who are outraged now, they would have chalked it up. It would have given the Republicans cover.
Logic.
But the fact that Kash Patel, Pam
there's
Bondi,
no evidence to support that
Pam
theory,
Bondi said, I have the
theory.
files on my desk. Pam Bondi wrote saying she had thousands and thousands of files that were being prepped for release. Kash Patel mentioned that there were probably a lot of Democrats on this list, etc. And now, all of a sudden, in July, they have basically walked all that back and said, well, actually, no, that's just not true.
Yeah, but
Whit, does even if your logic MAGA, is true. Let me finish, that does make even MAGA sit up and take notice. Whereas, compared to, if Biden had dropped the list of names back in, I don't know, July of last year, of 2024, everyone who accepts it now would have doubted it then and said, oh, that's just them trying to electioneer things, them trying to sway the election, distract from Obama's failing mental health, blah, 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 blah. Or I'm sorry, not Obama, Biden's failing mental health. Maybe I'm having a Biden moment, right?
This is ludicrous.
Why is that ludicrous? That makes all the sense in the world.
Because, well, maybe now with your post ad hoc reasoning, but if we look at the pattern, they were using everything Everything. We know they were using everything. They were literally coming up with bullshit to try to get Trump. There's no way if they had the ammo like this, they wouldn't have used it. Without clearly, there's a reason why they didn't use it. Whether it was not enough to burn him,
Hold on.
or it was enough to
Biden
burn
was
him
fighting
and
a civil
sink their
war
ship.
at the time against people who were trying to push him out. He had bigger issues.
Bigger issue.
Right.
Come on, Wick.
He was trying to
Wick.
fucking
This is
keep his
terrible,
nominee, which he failed at.
This is clearly post ad hoc reasoning. You know it. Come on.
And that's just one possibility. The other possibility is that there's a lot of Democrats in there too. And I'm perfectly fine saying that might be the case. I don't know. And I'll go on record, and I've been on record. Anyone who is fucking those kids needs to go to jail. I don't care if they're Nancy Pelosi, Hillary Clinton. I don't care if they're Obama himself. Anyone, Republican or Democrat, who's fucking those kids needs to go to jail.
Okay? Do you believe there's a list? Do you guys believe there's a list?
Not a scroll. I think that there's like.
When I
say list, what I mean. Let me explain what I mean. What I mean by list is I mean the gathered evidence that they have collected that implicates certain people. I don't think it's an actual list. I would like to see that evidence. I think it exists. I think it's there. I don't know what's in it because obviously I haven't seen it, but it is telling that people keep saying, we have this, and then 2 months later or a month later, suddenly they change their tune, okay? And it makes me ask questions as to why.
I mean, and the issue is his son ran on it. Everybody was running on show the list. I mean, his son basically said, show all of the Epstein client list now. Why would anybody protect those scumbags? Ask yourself this question daily, and the answer becomes apparent. So when you have these people running on this and fueling his supporters, the alt MAGA, basically, I love that now, basically fueling his supporters. And then when it comes down to it, he says, well, the list is fake. There is no list. It was just a hoax done by the Democrats. Why? Why would you do that? Why would you fuel your people and gaslight them like that? And then when we start asking about it, because this information was put out by Biden before. When people start asking about it, he says, stop looking at the list. There is no list, you stupid people. Calls his own supporters stupid and basically tells them to stop looking at the list, and then starts to do all this Obama stuff, starts to go after, I'm going after Comey, and I'm going after Obama, and I'm going after, well, Obama has immunity. Well, then fine, I'll go after all these other people. Why would you do that?
Even Congress went home to prevent voting on it early.
Yes. Why would you do that? Why would you give your own supporters, is my question.
Yeah, go ahead. Answer.
Good. You want to take that, or you want me to start it?
I came in. I didn't hear all of what was going on. I had to go take a leak. But one thing, I don't know I don't know how this list thing is going to, and obviously I don't believe that there's a list of names like a Elder Scroll or some bullshit. Okay. But I do believe that at some point the DOJ is going to have to release a list of names. They're the ones conducting the investigation. Anybody that tells you that they can release anything beforehand is kind of full of shit, because it's a DOJ issue. I just, I don't know. And I don't really, again, I consider this at this point kind of a distraction. I really don't give a fuck. When we get the name, we would get the list, we deal with it then, and I just don't care anymore. I did not vote for Trump based on him releasing the list or anything, right? That was not even in the top 100 of the things that I voted for Trump for. Now, sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what else to tell you.
$5 from Apex Eater, and then I'll let you go, Gibbs. Says, Tukoke defenses aren't acceptable. Trump is still actively covering it up. The tape was still doctored. Kash Patel still lied. Johnson is still a coward. Okay, Gibbs, go ahead. Thank you for the $5.
Well, my question real quick to rebuttal that is, I understand that wasn't one of the things that you wanted released, but isn't finding out if he was on that list one of the things that you would condone and want him out for? I understand you might not have voted for that.
I'm sorry, repeat that. Repeat that.
I understand that you didn't vote for him based on the list and based on that, any type of that evidence in regards to that. You voted on maybe tariffs and everything else or whatever you wanted, which if you voted for tariffs, you're still moron. But you still owe me money. But basically, so my question to you is, what happens if you were to find out, the problem is that release the list of who's on this and who these people are and in our system. don't you believe that the people deserve to know who the bad people are in the system?
You believe there's a list?
No. I believe that Trump used that. But if that's what he's going to run on, and you keep saying if you lie once, that you'll lie about anything. Well, here's the president of the United States being that guy, right? And if there was a list
again, you asked me a very specific question. I already have answered the question. Wick asked me the question. I answered it. You can ask me 10 times the same question. I'm going to answer it the same. I honestly don't even care about the Epstein list anymore. If the DOJ ever releases it, that's fine.
Do you care if Trump's a pedo?
But I thought you guys are the ones who cared, and we didn't care.
So no, I don't care. If you think he is, great. I don't. So fuck off.
I mean, you guys ran. Republicans ran on everybody's a pedo. Now, when people want to see the list of who they are,
who did that? Who did that?
Okay, but you just said earlier you had an entire argument that we were the ones who didn't care, and now you don't care when you vote.
He just said something that's very inflammatory.
No.
Who ran on everyone as a pedo?
If you were to listen to any of the me and Will used to cover people called truthers and QAnon people. The QAnon truther people that were voting for Trump basically said that all of these people run nothing but pedo rings and they're taking all the children. I can play you X spaces that still do it today. After my show, that's pretty much what I do is listen to the X spaces of what I call the crazies. They're out there saying that the entire Democratic Party or whoever is nothing but a pedo ring. Hillary are all running it. They're all Pizzagate. You asked me, and I'm telling you.
Yeah, you asked him a question. Let him answer, please.
Yeah. And Pizzagate and everything else. That was what you guys ran on. Republicans ran. Get rid of all these pedophiles. Get rid of all of them.
Nobody did that.
No one did that.
Okay.
Who ran on that? Give me the politician's name.
Donald Trump.
He did not. Did he say I'm going to get rid of all pedos?
No,
did he say that? Did he fucking say that?
I'm trying to answer. He said he was going to put up.
Hey, just answer the question. Answer the question real quick, please.
Did I get him? Okay. So he ran on the policy of getting rid of what? Putting out the files. He basically said that there's a bunch of...
He did not run on putting on the files. He did not run on that. Stop lying. You said that
when Lex Friedman asked him if he would, he said he would. I can play you the clip.
So he did while he was running.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. Multiple people asked him. He said yes.
Comment. That's not
multiple
times. And multiple
but it's still not his platform. What was his platform? What did he run on? You think all right? Did you vote for the release of the
agenda? Yeah, it's Agenda 47 is what was his platform.
He ran on world peace. He ran on world peace and
hide under your hat. Do that.
How can you guys both be? How can you guys both be like? Well, when I voted, I didn't care about it, but then when we talk about it, and you're like, you guys didn't care about it. We cared about it.
Who cared about it?
I didn't care about it. I haven't cared about it, to be honest with you, from the beginning.
Well, then how can you also have the argument that you care and we don't?
Yes. Do you understand this question?
You can't have both arguments.
What? Hold on. We can absolutely have both arguments because there's multiple factions in the Republican Party, just as like multiple factions in the Democratic Party. There's large segments of the Republicans that absolutely are very concerned about the Epstein list. Grid 9 don't happen to be that segment, right? Cool. Now, sure. That's fine, right? Like I think we can all build that bridge, right? The issue that I know we're here to represent some of those people, and I'm trying to like bring myself to care, like, and maybe I could be moved because I don't like pedos, I think they should all be thrown in the wood chipper, right? That's bad, right? I would absolutely, if they could prove definitively that he was a pedo or any politician would chipper him. Now, I'm of the opinion, though, that, every time Trump does release something or a member of his government does something or they find corruption, the first thing that I'm hearing now, anytime anything is done, is it's a distraction from the Epstein thing, which I don't believe is true. Just because news is happening and different people are moving and doing things doesn't mean it's a distraction. It might be a distraction in the literal sense, as in there's more things that are happening and people look at them, but it's not like it's got to be specifically, it's only a planned distraction. That's ridiculous. You know it. I knew it. I guess we're just going to stop all government action distractions except for the Epstein thing until Epstein's done. No more trade deals. We're not going to let the troops go anywhere. We're not going to build any border wall. We're not going to deport another person. We're only doing stuff till Epstein's done. We're going to work 24/7. Like, that's a ridiculous take. Like, that y'all having.
Let me respond to that. First of all, the Epstein thing's done. Just put out the files. The investigation's done. Second thing is we called it a distraction. Hang on. We called it a distraction because basically he came out and said this is a hoax, and Comey did it, Obama did it, Hillary did it, and everybody else did it. The distraction is the fact that he then went after Comey, Obama, and everybody else. Like, he's literally said they did this to me, and now I'm going after them. That's the distraction portion, not everything else he's doing. The distraction portion is the specific targeting of the people he said created this file that he says doesn't exist. You understand that?
Yeah, the trade deals, I don't think I've heard anyone, well, I won't say anyone, there's some crazies, right? But no one's saying the trade deals are a distraction. Most people are saying this Obama thing's a distraction. That is the main thing that I've heard.
Yeah, I mean,
that's why
I'm not arguing the trade deals aren't. I'm just arguing like in the sense that something else happening is a distraction at all. Yeah, sure. The trade deals would be by definition. Oh, it's distracting from the story because there's ink on a page somewhere.
As Sage just said,
I've heard not just the Obama thing.
Just said. The reason that he is calling the Obama thing a distraction is because he has specifically brought up Obama's name when it comes to the Epstein list and saying that the Epstein list was made up by Obama. And so therefore, when he has Tulsi Gabbard release a report implicating or accusing Obama of vagary, right? They are saying that they are doing that because they're trying to distract. And that's what the part of what we're discussing tonight in the panel, or we've gone all over, and we are kind of wrapping up soon, right? We still got a little bit, but I guess I don't know. Like, let's talk about Mike Johnson for a minute. Do you think it was okay that he wouldn't take up Massey's and Ro Khanna's joint bill, and not allow a vote on releasing the files related to the Epstein case, right? Do you think that he should have? Do you think he should have allowed that vote to happen, or do you think he made the right call by shutting down Congress early? That's to you.
I mean, do you want to take that one first, or do you want me to take that one? I mean, I'll take it.
Yeah, honestly, I don't feel strongly about it one way or the other.
Okay. I mean, that's kind of where I'm at. I like. Maybe not. Like I don't know. Like why did the Obama era judge block the release of the what are they called, the testimonies? I don't know. Is that because she's trying to protect Obama? Who knows? Is that because maybe it was a procedural grounds? Probably. It's probably procedural grounds. Like I don't know. Was there other reasons for this? I can't speculate. I don't have enough information on this one, if we're being honest. I mean, maybe not. Maybe go fuck myself. Who knows?
I don't know. Maybe they're still investigating. I know that, and I only have what I read, and I can't find it. I was looking for it, but I've read that there are still dozens of people that are investigating this to find out these Epstein files, where they are, and there's so much missing data that it's crazy to me that we have such massive holes in this investigation at this point.
What do you think is in the about, I'd say, a minute, maybe a little more, maybe a minute 30 seconds or something, of the video files or the video view of Epstein's cell that they released? They said that they released the unedited footage, but it turns out there's a minute and 30 seconds missing. What do you think is in there?
I have no idea. I'm sure that it's somebody like I'm sure that it's somebody like hanging the guy. Like I don't know. But I'm more interested in the terabytes of data missing from the island that could actually be used to convict people. Even if there's a list, you can't convict people because somebody, you have some list that says they were on an island at some point. You can't even call them a pedo. You can't say anything except they went to an island and one of the interesting things about it, I know none of you guys have probably dug this deep into it, but they shot like 3 or 4 rap videos on this island. And yet there's not one leaked cell phone video, nothing. Like, it's crazy how little like substance is out there. So how little like I mean, obviously there are a few videos of them on the island, but there's no like nothing bad. Like and like you would think with these kind of people that there would be serious like stuff floating around out there that could be found, and none exist. And there's like supposedly there's like terabytes of data, which I don't know.
Do you think that was part of the files that Pam Bondi said were on her desk? Maybe.
As far as I know, there's no video files. Like as far as I mean, I don't know. I mean, I haven't
was
looked
pretty
at
vague about what files were on her desk.
It's possible.
How do you know there's no video? How do you know there's no video files?
Because
how do you know that?
I don't have a complete evidence list, but literally there's never been video files listed on any evidence or inventory of anything.
Pam Bondi said that there was tons of videos that had the victims in them, but I think she said that it was just Epstein with victims, or at least that's what she implied.
Yeah, and that could have been from 2001 to 2004. That could have been from the previous case as well. So I'm just what's missing is more important to me than what they have. Like I'm very curious as to why we're wrapped up in this like list of names bullshit when we're not actually trying to solve the fucking case.
I can explain that to you. I can explain that to you. Because when we have such a division and lack of trust in the government, which we most of you have, when you have that division of lack of trust in the government, and that's pushed for 3 years that Trump ran on, 3 years, it's pushed. The government's bad. They're all crooks. They're all criminals. They're all this. And that's pounded into the heads of people. When you have an opportunity to actually, according to Trump, according to the list, according to Don Jr., when you have an opportunity to put the list out there and start going after these bad people, if that would have been true, then you would start, America or people would start to say, you know what, maybe we are fixing things. Maybe we are cleaning out the swamp. Maybe he is doing these things. But the fact that he basically got to the point and said, there is no list, you stupid people, destroyed people's hope. We call it hopium. And it destroyed them. And you can't bring a country back together when the only guy that said he was going to bring the country back together lied.
This is a crazy take to me. Like, do y'all think that like the Biden or like really any administration just tells the truth all the time? Like, I mean, I know y'all don't. I mean, y'all are rational actors. Like, we got lied to for 4 years about Biden's mental acuity, right? He was done. He's literally a potato. Like, that's what he is. We know it now. The guy can't walk. He drools. It's weekend at Bernie's. We like have evidence of that pretty substantially, right? We saw him literally on live stage, like when he ran out of Admiral, like meltdown. Okay, and we were lied to for years, and y'all were like, nah, dismissed. We can trust the guys on the dim side though. Like, this is crazy to me. Like, I don't trust either side. Like, especially this kind of shit. And like, just because Trump's going back on one promise, and then he's making like living up to all these other promises. I don't know. I gotta say, in the grand scheme of things, this is kind of why I'm never really was an Epstein voter. If I'm seeing real results for the issues I care about, that's my bigger concern. Until someone presents me like, hey, a definitive evidence of he's diddling kids. No one's presented that. No one's claimed they have it. Y'all haven't claimed that he has it. The list people haven't claimed they have it. Nobody's claimed that. So I as far as I'm concerned, this is really like a nothing burger. And whenever we talk about other things that could be, well, let's start investigating these other things because that's what I voted for. And
So let me do this real quick. I want to respond to this real quick. So how many people do you believe voted for Trump? I don't need the exact number. I'm not pinning you on a number. I can't remember the number. What was it? 80 million? What was the number for voting for Trump?
I don't know. Enough that he won 51% of the population. Like the people that voted. Sure.
So let's say, I don't know. Let's say can we say it's 80 million just to play the game? So
sure,
let's say 10% of that. How much is 10% of 80 million? 8 million, right? Am I wrong on my math?
You're good.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
You got it.
Let's say 8 million people out there, which is only 10% of what people that voted for Trump are the MAGA people that are the truth and QAnons that truly want. I mean, I'm telling you, you don't, and maybe you guys don't know because you haven't seen them. They will literally cry thinking that these aren't going to get out there. They will cry thinking that all these Democrats are scooping up babies and I'm talking emotional wrecks. There's probably 10% of Trump's base like that. When you take 10% of Trump's base like that, and you now take it where he's now calling them stupid, what do you think happens to the people like when they find out God doesn't exist?
I'll tell you the same thing.
never lies.
What does that got to fucking do with the argument?
Hold on,
pal?
hold on. I'll take that. Well, no, I mean that's not what's been at all.
Hold
Like,
on.
I mean the whole.
Let Sage finish.
Okay.
Let Sage finish. I think he's
Trump
getting
never
this one.
lies to them. Trump never ever lies to these people. They literally think he's God, and he pushes this with some of the things he puts out on True Social, with him with wings and him fighting and him doing whatever. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, so when you're sitting here saying this, right? Like, let me just posit a similar situation, right? We both agree there's factions within the Republican Party. How many people, like, let's just say it's another 10%, are like people like me? They're like they live along the border. They want actual border change. If he came in tomorrow and goes, "Oh, the border's not a priority," and whatever, yeah, you would see all these people. I like him just not like that surprised when a president gets in there and he only does like 60 or 70% of what he does. Like, this is like what he said he was going to do. In fact, I would argue Trump's gone for more of what he tried to do than any other president in recent history. And that's why the Dems are so upset, is because he's come in day one and he's come out swinging and he's getting like 70, 80% done. And on this one, I mean, maybe he's just not getting it done. Sure, 10% might be mad, but you know, if he only lost 10% going in like to the midterms, then I feel like we're doing pretty good, like as Republicans.
Go ahead, Grid, and then I'm gonna read some super chats.
Okay, I'll play. 10% of the Dem base are fucking Antifa dumbasses that want to like just overthrow the government. Sure. What does that got to do with any of this? Like that's the most insane. I mean, literally, like I really expected like a much better level of argument tonight. I over prepared for this bullshit. Dude, seriously,
really
10% are seriously disappointed in Trump.
So do you understand what Sons of the Soil are?
Do you understand what Antifa is, sir?
No, do you
which of those two groups have burned a city, sir?
Which of
those two groups have burned a city? Shut the fuck up. Just shut up. I don't want to hear anymore.
I can tell you a part that smashed the Capitol.
Yeah, it was Antifa. They burned the motherfucking Capitol. Fuck off. You're a dumbass. You're a dumbass.
Okay, and on that note, $2.
Hey.
$2 from PDX Pleb to say, right. Trump just went there for the snorkeling. Thank you for that. $20.
Ooh, that's good. So what type of snorkeling?
I don't know. $20. He only I'm not going to go into it. He only paid me $2. Okay. $20 from Alexander Wren to say, you're wrong, guy on bottom left. They have total faith in Trump and his government. They don't need evidence anymore. Thank you.
True. I'm sorry. That person's true. I concede to him or her.
Fair enough. Okay, gang. This has been kind of a shit show.
Hey, can I ask one more question?
Yes, you can ask one more question, then we're going to get into the closing.
I just wanted to ask, not to argue or anything. Do you guys, can we go one at a time? Do you guys think Epstein killed himself?
Oh, no, I don't think so. No, fuck no.
Yeah, 0% probability of that.
0%.
Who do you think killed
him?
Him?
Why would that happen if there was no list?
My money is on. Y'all hear the flutes? Like, I'm just kidding. Like, I like every time something happens, I hear the flutes getting blamed.
Okay.
You know,
I think
why would it happen? I think he knew shit about people, and who knows?
What people?
Things happen in prison.
What people?
Or hospitals. Sorry, hospitals.
What people? What people?
People. With
you mean
nose.
like a list of people? Like a list of people?
Antifa. All right, that's it.
Okay. Okay. Enough. My brain is hurting, and I'm done. Okay, gang, this has been a wonderful show. I'm going to give each of these people a chance for closing statements and to shout themselves out. I got a link to all their individual channels and stuff in my YouTube description. I encourage you to go there. They have spent their time with us tonight to give us content, so please go to their channels and give them a follow, give them a sub, whatever they need, right? If you enjoy my show, you hit that like button, you hit that subscribe button. If you're watching this on Twitch or you're watching this on Kick, hit that follow button, really helps. Tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern, we're going to have a little bit of a impromptu show. Pisco and Econoboy are going to come on, and they're going to confront Destiny, and they're going to confront counterpoints. And we're going to talk, should the Democrats, to what extent, should the Democrats be courting the far left? People like Hassan, right? People like Mike from PA, right? People like the Free Palestine folk, right? To what extent, people like Antifa, to what extent should the Democrats be courting people like that? And it's going to be a fun discussion. Tune in tomorrow. It won't be on Twitch, sorry, but it will be on my YouTube tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern. Tune into that. It's going to be fun. Then on Thursday is my birthday, and we're going to have a birthday stream where we have Eucharist, and Ryan is going to be arguing with Non-Fawn and Non-Fawn's buddy about shrimp. And it's just going to be fun. So tune in.
You know, if you just put some type of blur or some type of funny head on Destiny, you could do it on Twitch. Just put some type of funny.
I don't know how to do that, and it would mess up, and it wouldn't work, and I would get banned. So I'm not going to even try. We're going to give the mic to Sage first, and then we're going to go around and let Gibbs have the last word. Okay, Sage, go ahead.
Yeah, so to be completely honest, everybody that's here, no hard feelings. This is a good time. This was a good time for me, and basically, I understand that the two people on the right aren't as bright as me and Will, so it really doesn't hurt my feelings when they start to attack me and things like that. But there's no way it was not any type of distraction. Like I said, it was specifically targeted towards people he blamed for the list, and then he immediately went after that list, and the next thing you know, Tulsi comes out. There's no way he didn't go to Tulsi and say, pull it out, pull all that out, let's go after him, as a distraction to say, ignore the list. 100%. And I think all of us four should be able to come on the show tomorrow and heckle Destiny and Pisco while they talk. Is that possible?
No, but you can do it from the shadows, or you can react on your own stream. I don't mind if people watch my content, so go ahead and
I might be in the chat reacting too, but go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for being here, gang. Go check them out. Really appreciate you. Grid, go ahead.
Yeah, you can find me at Grid One Motorsports. At YouTube or whatever it is. The channel name is An Unreasonable Man on Twitch and YouTube. I do streams and debates and cool shit like that. Really appreciate you having me on, Wick. I hope you make it to DebateCon. I got some cool shit going on at DebateCon day before and day after.
DebateCon. I don't know what it is or when it is or anything.
You don't know what DebateCon is?
I mean, I can infer from the name, right? But
it's modern day debate puts it on, and I'm doing some stuff before and after. I got like a pre-show and a after party thing going on.
Okay.
And so it's cool. You should come. You should totally come. It's in Nashville this year, which is my hometown, so it's gonna be badass. At any rate, I really appreciate the spirited debate, guys. I do play rough. I apologize if I ruffled feathers or hurt feelings.
And money. That makes me feel better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Finish your closing, buddy.
And that's really about it. Again, I represent the angry, gun-toting, meat-eating fucking people, and I just noticed my suppressor's showing, so I should put my skirt up. So.
Okay, thanks for being here. Check him out. I got a link to his stuff in my YouTube description, and give him a follow. Next up, we have Will, or Cold Beer Confessional. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, it's been fun. I would yell at you guys anytime. So you can find me on YouTube, Twitch, Cold Beer Confessional. If you want to check out the show, I'm usually live about every night. And thanks for having me on.
Yeah, thanks for being here. Really appreciate you. And maybe we'll have you back sometime. Next up, last but certainly not least, Gibbs, please.
Hey, I'm Admiral Gibbs. Thanks for having me as always. These are fun. I will be doing another show here in about an hour and 15 minutes on the Raging Tomatoes. We're going to be talking about masculinity. I'm going to be Admiral Libs tonight. It's going to be pretty entertaining. I think we're going to be arguing the opposite side of what I want. I'm like a last-minute fill-in for a lefty that dropped, so that'll be fun. Also, one closing thing, you should definitely watch Wick's panel tomorrow, because he is going to have an actual Nazi on there named Counterpoints, sitting here advocating for white supremacist bullshit. And I love hearing anytime he says anything, because last week, knowing that I'm Hispanic, he asked the question, "Oh, is Gibbs white?" and then made the statement that he wanted to end my bloodline, knowing that I was Hispanic, because we've argued about 15 times. Fuck that Nazi bitch. I hope he rots in hell. And he's actually the reason I now have moved over to against the Christian right and now believe in abortion, because he should have been aborted. But that's the end of my thoughts on that. So thank you.
Hey, tell us how you really feel. Check him out, gang. With that, we're going to raid into Prime Kai. Tell Prime Kai this is a hate raid, and I'll see you guguys later. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
If I would have known that, I would have